and they look to rebuild on that this year. But, hey, it's Friday Night Lights, baby, and it's been 365 days since we started it last year, and we get a chance to do it again this year.
Everybody's 0-0. Everybody's hopeful this time of the year. Nobody's beaten down. The injury bug hasn't bitten you quite a bit. Talk to us. Do coaches get excited about the start of football season too, Brett? What is the excitement and the level of a coach coming into this?
Well, I think that it's a little bit of relief. You've put all your hard work and emphasis in getting your team ready, and you finally take the field. It's a little stress relief that you actually get him go out and perform, what you've taught them over the last month and a half. And it's a little bit relief. There's some butterflies. All the high school coaches I know, football coaches especially, they just love it. They just count down the days to kickoff, and this is, like you said, this is like Christmas to them.
Right now we got the captains meeting out of midfield, Brett, and I can tell you, it's one of those nights where everybody has a shot at the championship. And like I said, if you can't get excited for this, you just ain't trying hard enough. Latta, 2.5, 3 hours from the Florence area. It looks like they got pretty decent numbers coming in. But that long bus ride is usually a bugaboo sometimes. Yeah,
you notice that a lot of teams around the area is playing opponents from long distances. I think White was playing Bunn, as you said, so Bunn's about a 2.5-hour drive over there west of Raleigh. Came down to White one play, and West Columbus is up at Lake Norman. And, the closest probably one, in the county-wise area is, South Columbus and West Bladen. That's always been a good rivalry over there. So you see a lot of people travel this first round, and it's because you have to go out and look for games this first week. And once those games get filled up, you may be left out in the cold, and you got to look a little bit further to get games, and that's what happened here with East Columbus. I think they usually start off with the same team, but
they usually start off with Jones Charter, and Jones went to eight-man football. And I talking to Jason Jones today, and he said they really had to scramble to find somebody to play, especially when they moved so late.
Yeah, and you see East Columbus actually had to go out of state to find an opponent. And luckily, they were able to get Latta to travel over to the Swamp and play this first night of football and give us the opportunity.
Talk to us a little bit, Brad, about the importance of the non-conference schedule and finding, not just anybody to play, but schools that are going to test you.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's conference or non-conference. You're still going to put your best players out there, but you hope in non-conference that you have the opportunity to work on those plays that you hadn't normally been able. You've ran them in practice, but you can't really get a good defense against your offense in practice. Now is when you really see the real defense going against your offense.
Latta won the toss, elected to defer. East Columbus will be receiving the football going from left to right. Latta will be going from right to left. Latta, the Vikings, had a pretty decent year last year. Lost a lot to graduation. I talked to Franklin Davis earlier in the week. He said he saw them playing a scrimmage down that Whiteville was playing in. He said they like to throw the ball around. They have a wide-open offense. And, here come the Vikings this year. And he said, a physical team is going to be tough. Now, they look size-wise about the same size as East Columbus. Number-wise, they've got maybe twice as many kids as –
yeah, I'm counting probably at least 40 on this roster here. And I think I was talking to the AD here at East Columbus, and I think East Columbus is fielding, 27 players.
And here come the East Columbus Gators to start the 2024-25 football season. And, Brett, I know there's some butterflies and some energy. How do you come out and harness that energy to start a new season?
Well, Kev, you just got to get focused. It's like I say, it's payday. It's time to come out and get paid for all the hard work you do. And that we're going to see some faux pas on the field early, some offsides. You're going to see some false starts. That's just normal in the first game of a season. So you probably, in my opinion, going to see a few more penalties tonight just because of the excitement. But, you get a chance to come out and hit somebody.
A different colored jersey is always a good thing.
Yep. Do what you do. This is, these guys, they they've came up there in the 9th and 10th grade. They hadn't had a chance to play Friday night football, and this is their first chance and test of playing Friday night football, and it's real exciting to them.
Again, folks, an absolutely beautiful night for football. Wind is not an issue. Cold's not an issue. Heat, as it's been the last couple of weeks, is not an issue.
Yep.
And I think the other thing we need to keep an eye on tonight, Brett, is special teams. Special teams does not get really addressed during these scrimmages. They don't do a live punt. They don't do a live kickoff. So I think, a team that can really set themselves on special teams might be in good shape.
You know what we may have to look out for tonight, too? Mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes are bad.
This is true. Mosquitoes will carry you away.
They will. They're actually big at my house, and I'm sure they're big here in the swamp. But anyway, getting ready to have the kickoff here again, kicking to East Columbus. East Columbus has 2 men back. My eyesight isn't that great, and the plexiglass is foggy, so I'll let Kevin call out some numbers if he sees them. But here we go, kickoff.
Conley Daly going to tee it up for the Vikings. And we are just about started to kick off the 2024 season. Pooch kick covered by the Vikings up, man, alertly. I think he was about surprised as everybody else.
What? He did exactly what he's been taught, Kevin. If there's an onside kick and you're on that front line, boom, catch it, secure it, and go straight down and land on top of the ball. And your other players are supposed to go pile on top of you, too. Great job. And looks like East Columbus is going to get the ball pretty much on the 50-yard line, right in the middle.
And I'm telling you, Brett, we're going to take a bet right now. See how late we can go before we see a kick that's a touchback.
Okay, well, that's going to be pretty tough. But anyway, we'll see what East Columbus comes out, and it looks like they're going a pro set, pro right.
Adrian Jenrette, the quarterback for the Gators this year. Pro set shotgun. Looks like the Vikings are in a 4-3.
Somebody missed a block there.
Big tackle by number 1.
Was that a fumble or he? It was
Amir
after
Rogers.
the play.
It was after the play.
Yeah, that end just came screaming there and read that play and just blew up the play in the backfield. That's a loss of about 6.
Amir Rogers comes through one block, makes it 2nd and 16 for the Gators, and you got a freshman-sophomore line for the Gators against a largely upperclassman. Rogers himself is a senior. I mean, and sometimes those things are going to happen, especially early on in the year.
And it looks like they're going to put the ball into the quarterback's hands and let him do some magic with it because that was just a straight run for the quarterback there.
Twins right, 1 receiver left. Jenrette with the handoff up the middle. Nice hole.
Yeah, good yards there. Got about 6, 7.
Javante Marshburn picks up most of the yardage, makes it a 3rd and 11, brought down by number 3, Conley Daly, the kicker. 3rd and 11, you want to get inside 2 sticks, Brett, and if at the very least you want to get it deep enough to where if you punt, you can pin them deep.
Yeah, like you said last year, you don't want to get behind the chains, and East Columbus is behind the chains here in this situation. But 3rd down and about 10 and a half to go. Let's see what they got here.
A long 10 or a short 11.
Either one is right in the middle. We'll say 10.5 for our math people out there.
And that's what we need math for, Brett.
That's exactly right.
Inside handoff to Marshburn once again. Picks up maybe back to the line of scrimmage before he's tackled by the left side of that Viking line.
We'll see what kind of punt game East Columbus has here. But I do like the orange shoes that number, what's that, 6?
Yep.
Number 6 has on there. Or is that 8?
8.
Jenrette, quarterback, junior for East Columbus.
Wholesale changes as the punt team comes in for the Gators. 1 man back for the Vikings. Gators look to pin them deep to start with and make them run the length of the field.
East Columbus under first-year head coach Fred Pedro, assisted by C.J. Nobles.
Pooch kickoff. Man comes up to field it. Around the right corner. He's got the edge.
He sure does, Kevin.
And
Nobody contained over there.
Go to the house.
Nobody contained on that right side.
Number 7, Adrian McDonald, picks the
There's
ball
a flag,
up on
though,
about.
Kev. There's a flag, though, Kev.
McDonald picked it up at the 28, takes it to the house. But for the first time this year, Brett, we have laundry on the field.
Well, we picked it up and moved it 10 more yards, so evidently he didn't throw it where he wanted to throw it the first time.
And the coaches on the side are going, really, dude?
I know. You can give him 10 more yards. I mean.
No, I'm talking about the coaches on the far side. Is like, guys, he was past you. It was an unnecessary.
Yeah.
It was an unnecessary, block.
But it's still going to give Latta the ball on the East Columbus about probably 39-yard line, it looks like. Well, 35.
35.
It must have been a 10-yard penalty instead of 15.
An illegal block in the back called against the Vikings, Brett, and an unnecessary one as the as the up man, the returner, was past the play.
That goes back to one of those plays that you said will probably happen first game of the year, excitement or whatever, and that's probably what kicked in there, caused that penalty, which helps out East Columbus.
Twins right, one receiver left for the Vikings. High snap taken by the quarterback right at the middle.
Oh, nice.
Rocked up the middle by
his number.
75, and that is, we don't have a 75. Jabri Dixon came through unmolested.
Because that quarterback was gone. That quarterback had about 5-6 more yards to go.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, that's called coming to a sudden
Here it
stop.
goes again on the monitor here. Boom, come on through, make the play. Nice job.
That running back, Jaden Alper, was not expecting that.
Second and about 7 for Latta.
Almost gets him again. Heads up play does not get the first man. First man doesn't get him. Second man does. That's number 33, actually, Dawson Crosby.
I can already see that Coach Pedro is going to bring the house on a lot of plays there. It looks like he's stunted linebackers every play here. So, which leaves it open over the middle if that quarterback can throw it there.
3rd and 6 for the Vikings. Ball on about the 32. High snap. Caught right at the sticks. Picked up the first down. Nice play by the quarterback.
Nice bullet pass. Just a curl route there, Kevin. What you're taught there is to your wide receiver there, go to the sticks, go to the first down marker, pivot, come back to the ball. Boom, the ball's there. Good timing route for Latta.
Not all pass plays have to be 30, 40 yards down the field. Just enough to move the chains. It's going to be Latta 1st and 10, ball on about the, looks like about the 21-yard, 22-yard line.
Latta in the shotgun here. Could have been motion there on that right side.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. Quarterback around the corner.
Nice play by number 3.
Nice play by number 3. Devontae Marshburn with the tackle. And credit Pedro, he's got the Viking defensive aggressive to start the year. And they're coming to hit. They're coming to hit hard.
Yeah, they are. That was seen 2 good defensive plays by East Columbus here. Just play in their position. That's what you got to do in football. Play your position. Don't try to play anybody else's position. Because when you get out, try to play somebody else's position, usually bad things happen.
Vikings 2nd and 4, ball on about the 16. Hand up the middle. Stopped after a short gain by number 75, Jabri Dixon. Dixon with 2 big tackles on this. Alford with the carry.
That was a nice fake to the back coming through. Quarterback decided to keep his sort of like an option there. Quarterback kept himself, and they got 3rd down here. 3rd down and about 3, Kim.
3rd and 3, and obviously 2-down territory for the Vikings.
Yeah. They got some big splits, Kevin. Big splits.
Wide splits.
Oh.
Fumble on the play.
Recovered
by the Gators. Gators the recovery, and that is in the hands of number 34. And we do not have a 34 on our roster. Dawson Crosby with a big play, because not only does he stop him on a short 3rd down, Brett, but that takes points off the board for the Vikings.
Well, what I like there East Columbus did, once they saw that the ball was snapped over the quarterback's head and it was a fumble, you saw about 7, 8 Gators go after that ball. It just wasn't one. It was all of them going for it. And East Columbus has been playing really good this first quarter with team football.
Pack mentality for the Gator defense is going to serve them well this year, Brett. Gators 1st and 10, ball on about the 35. Marshburn hits the hole, gets up maybe one or two. Tackled up the middle by number 20, and that's going to be Gavin Austin. Junior middle linebacker up to the task. Like I said, maybe a gain of one or two, second, but manageable for the Gators.
Well, at least you got positive yards there on first down, and that's what you want to do, Cam. You get some kind of positive yards on first down. Don't get behind the sticks. It opens up the playbook a little bit more here.
4-4 now. Actually, looks like you got about 9 people in the box. Inside slam for the Gators, taken by number 12, and that is Demetrius Dexter with a big gain of 20, 25
you know what that
yards.
Looked like there? That looked like one of those little peak NFL plays where they crossed there, and that was a good timing pattern for East Columbus, and their quarterback hit him on stride and, gains about 13, 14 yards there.
Nice chunk play for the Gators already in Viking territory. Again, if they can just clean up some of the mental mistakes, these Gators are coming to play, Brett.
I'm excited, what they've showed me so far. Some good football.
Motion by the Gators to the right.
That's going to be motion. I think number 4 there jumped, but he's like asking.
He's like, it wasn't the guy across from me, that kind of.
Yep.
And again, Brett, some of these things will get cleared up as the year goes on. And the thing to look at is not these kids opening night. What you need to look at is these kids game to game, quarter to quarter, as they improve throughout the year. These are still young Gators right now, but they're going to grow up quick.
Yeah. And, right now you put yourself, we talked about several times, behind the chains here. And, it makes it a little tough on you, but we'll see what the Gators have got in their playbook here.
Adrian Jenrette once again in the shotgun. Twins right, one receiver left. Inside handoff, and nothing doing up the middle, Brett.
Yeah, that middle looks a little clogged up there. I mean, Latta is really, really big, stocky up the middle there, and they're playing their positions and staying home. And
here's the other thing, Brett. They're almost daring East Columbus to pass. They've got 9 in the box right now.
Well, you know what? If Latta's big, usually big means slower. So maybe take a look at, going around the edge if you can. If you're East Columbus, if you got there, maybe give it to the jet back going across or whatever. So
East Columbus is always known for their speed. I mean, they've got backs here that would go on forever. 2nd and about 17 for the Gators. These Vikings know they're in for a fight tonight. Both teams came to play, and they're playing hard and they're hitting hard.
Another movement.
Again, East Columbus makes a great play, gets themselves into Latta territory, and now mental mistakes are bringing them backwards. And these are football mistakes that can be corrected as the season goes on, and these are young mistakes. We talked a little bit about West Columbus the last couple of years, Brett, growing up and learning how to win.
Yeah. This
East Columbus team had a pretty decent year last year, and I think, again, as they grow out of these mistakes, they're going to become a successful football team.
Yep. But, with 2 penalties, now you put yourself in a situation of 1st and about 22, 23 here after a great first down pass. Mm-hmm. Now you dug yourself a hole here. Looked like another motion penalty, but they didn't call it.
Quick hitch pass gets about 3 or 4 yards. Once again to number 12, and that's Demetrius Dexter. Dexter with 2 receptions, but unfortunately the penalties have put him so far back, it's going to be 3rd and Riegelwood.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Kevin? It's what we got. 2:47 left to go in the first, and it's a defensive struggle here. So
I think the key here, Brett, is try to get the yardage if you can. Try to make the chains, but don't put yourself in a situation where you try to go for a bunch and put yourself in a situation where it's a quick turnover. You want to pin these guys back, so if you don't get it on 3rd down, you want them to go the length of the field if they're going to score. Lateral back tries to picks up maybe 3 or 4, still fighting.
Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage there, Kevin. Don't look like any game, but it's still going to be 4th and about 20.
Credit Marshburn, though, not a big back, not a strong back. He's a quick scat back, but he will fight and scrap for every yard.
You know, nothing to hold your head down about. You know, here, you know, you had a march. You flipped the field position on them a little bit if you're East Columbus.
Literally, you started this on the 20-yard line back if you were East Columbus, and you made it all the way over to the 45. So you flipped the field.
That's going to be another motion. That's the
East Columbus
split
playing,
out there.
East Columbus, Brett, playing well and just shooting themselves a foot a little bit with penalties, but they've been successful when they've been able to stay in front of the chains.
Yep. The wide out there is supposed to be watching the ball. You don't when you're a split end, you don't listen to the snap count. You watch the ball, and he was I don't know what he was doing.
Unfortunately, this is what this is what makes you age quickly as a coach, and this is where Mr. Pedro is going to lose what hair he has left.
Well, in that series, there was 3 motion
nice
penalties
punt.
there. Oh,
taken on about the 25, tripped up at about the 31.
nice shoestring tackle by number 3, which is
Number 3 is Marshburn, takes down number 7, Adrian McDonald, and it doesn't have to look great on tape, but it still counts.
Yeah. And that was a pretty good punt by East Columbus punter there. Let's give him a shout out. Who is that punter there, Kevin? Who's got the P beside their name on this? It made me know.
I think it might be Ian Mitchell.
Mitchell, okay.
Mitchell's the kicker.
Ian Mitchell, yeah. Good job by Ian Mitchell there. Freshman kicker. Wonder if he's healing kin to Kaylee Mitchell that graduated from East Columbus last year.
Could be. First and 10 Vikings, ball on their own 31. High snap taken by the quarterback up the middle. Going to pick up a good 7-8 yards.
Well, what you're seeing there, Kevin, is Latta taking advantage of their size. They're actually pushing East Columbus's defensive line back at least 7-8 yards, and the quarterback's just following them there. You know, that's just an easy pitch and catch there to gain 7 yards.
Are the splits helping or hurting that kind of offense, Brett, for Latta?
Well, East Columbus is not getting through, so I think they're doing a good job with those splits. There's another motion on Latta there.
Inside of a minute to go here in the first quarter, still 0-0.
I think it goes back to what we talked about at the first, you know, some jitters or whatever, and both teams seem to be feeling that, and they're not really in a rhythm. I expected Latta to come out in a little bit better rhythm than what they are. So, you know, really no movement here in this first quarter.
Once again, they had a good gain on first down, so it's now only 2nd and 7, Brett. High snap, deep. Vikings hustling back. Ball is covered up, and we have a scrum.
Who gets it back? Who they going to give it to, Kevin?
Recovered by East Columbus, and we have a big turn of events, Brett.
You know, Latta 2 times snapping the ball over the quarterback's head. I mean, you can't do that if you're in shotgun. And just giving East Columbus a chance to score there.
Dawson Crosby's the man of the opportunistic Gator defender who picks that one up, and the Gators in prime territory.
17-yard line there, Kevin.
At the 17 to at least come away with points. And again, Brett, it goes back to what we talked about. There has not been live special teams in the preseason.
That's right. That's right.
The scrimmage season. First and 10, Jen Rett brings the Gators to the line. Gators in the shotgun.
You can't have any kind of penalty right here, Kevin. You got to stay above the chains.
Jen Rett.
Oh, he stopped. He stopped. And
Jen
he fumbled.
Rett fumbles the ball, and it is.
Why'd he stop, Kevin? Number 31 walking around with his helmet off. He's going to have to come out of the game. So does that give the ball back to East Columbus there? Yeah, he had the hole there. You know, it was looking like a little counter. And had the hole, but, you know, pretty much stopped there. I think he saw one of them big Latta linebackers coming through and said,
Here's the other thing, and you know this. You can't stand straight up and down and not expect to get hit.
That's exactly. Well, that's what football is getting hit. So you got to know you got to take those kinds of hit.
2nd and 11 for the Gators. 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The clock's not started, Brett, so.
Well, was it an official timeout?
I guess it was official timeout to check on the
there we go.
possible change.
Now he's rolling the clock. Start the clock. There we go.
Now we got a timeout called East Columbus, Brett. You want to come away with points here?
I know you're getting ready to say this is a good time to take a timeout, Kevin.
Yeah.
You know, there may not be many times in this game you get in that red zone, then they're about a 15-yard line, and you got to talk to your guys, hey, now is the time to score. We want to go up on these kids quick. Might put a little dagger in the coffin there, so we'll see.
Long bus ride. These kids are in a fight they didn't expect.
That's right.
And coming away with points here. Now, Brett, if you get the fourth down, you haven't practiced a live field goal all year. Yeah. Do you make it 4-down territory, or do you try to get at least a sure points, knowing points are the premium tonight?
You know, you got to have maybe some trust in your kicker there. I think he's done a good job punting. I don't know how he's looked on the field during practicing kicking field goals, but, you know, that's a little bit longer than an extra point. So they may give Mitchell the ball, you know, if it does come to fourth down, but they don't want to get to that situation.
Okay, it's going to be about 2nd and 11. Ball looks to be on about the 16. And I can't speak for you, Brett, but I think if I'm East Columbus, I maybe go back to that hitch pass.
Yeah, or try to hit something on the outside.
I think the other question is, because we've seen this happen in a lot of games over years, Brett, where sometimes you outthink yourself, you try to get too fancy.
Yeah. The officials is letting the East Columbus bench know something. I don't know what it is out there, but anyway.
It's early. It might be a sideline warning.
May have been. But here we go. We 2nd down and a little bit more than 10 for East Columbus.
Roll right by Jenneret, just at the feet of the receiver, number 4, J.J. Jacobs.
Probably should have let that pass go a little bit earlier because he was open early.
Yeah. What is the rule, Brett, on whether to let that ball go or tuck it and run it yourself?
Well, he couldn't have ran that ball because that defensive end there had a line on him. He had to get rid. But, you know, the guy was wide open. If he would have just saw that defensive end was coming, and as soon as he saw him coming, go ahead and get rid of it. But he held on to it a little bit too long and was not able to get the pass away.
Looks like it's going to be about, I think it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 11 still.
Backside motion, roll to the corner, jumps,
touchdown,
nice Gators!
Wow, nice
Number
ball
12, there. Demetrius Dexter with the first Gator TD of the year.
Nice job there. Give credit to East Columbus. You know,
Jenneret threw it up there, and Dexter went and got it and brought it down from the sky, and it's a Gator touchdown. Gators 24 seconds to go in the first quarter, up by 6.
And that only gives East Columbus some confidence there, Kevin. The receiver got behind the defenders in the end zone, and the quarterback laid it out there. Touchdown, East Columbus.
Gracious, Dexter skying for that ball. I hope they're looking at him for basketball season.
Yep.
6-0 for the Gators.
Now, we will get a chance to see, I'm assuming this is Mitchell kicking here, so we'll see what Mitchell's got with his foot.
Again, you know, a lot of people, you know, not sure whose team, you know, what teams they're on. And a lot of this is we haven't practiced this a lot.
Yeah. You know, extra point team, that don't happen an awful lot probably, so they
Yeah. Jenneret, the holder.
Looks like the holder's a little bit too close to the line there. Yeah.
Squibbed underneath the center's legs, and it will be no good. 24 seconds to go here in the first. East Columbus up by 6, Brett, but a big, big, big victory for East Columbus to get down there, get points, especially when you consider this drive started, you know, after two miscues by Latta. You start taking advantage of those things, and victories and good things happen.
And, you know, the only thing I've seen Latta really do is that that kickoff return there, or that punt return there, you know, down the sidelines and gained a lot of yards. But besides that, Latta really hadn't shown me a lot offensively. Now, I don't know if it's because of first game jitters. I don't know if it was because, like you say, long bus ride or whatever. But, you know, Latta, to me, has not met up to the potential that I've heard about.
Okay, once again, 24 seconds to go. Latta's going to get the ball, and as you correctly stated, the biggest gain that Latta had this year, this game, was the opening kickoff, and here we are again.
Yep. And I'm sure we got a Latta faithful listening to us. I'm glad you could join us here at the Swamp. We're a different kind of commentary crew. We do things
Let's
a little bit
put a
different,
polite face on it, I think.
And it usually gets sometimes out of hand if the games get out of hand. But here we go. 6-0 East Columbus. East Columbus kicking off to Latta.
Again, I like the fact that we have a regular kickoff here.
You better down it. You better down it, because they can pick it up. Okay. See, Latta could have went and picked that ball up
and took it
and ran it. That's East Columbus
I will say
didn't
this
realize
much, Brad.
that.
I've watched a lot of preseason NFL games. I like the fact that we don't have new kickoff rules.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
So is Latta's going to take the ball there?
Take it where it lies.
Okay. And that's just jitters for a freshman kicker there. You know, you're kicking off, and it's your first game, and that's okay. See what defense East Columbus has here.
So far, East Columbus defense up to the task, Brett. It's going to be 1st and 10, Latta ball on about the 42. East Columbus linebacker screaming, and we have a quick stop and a quick whistle.
I didn't hear a whistle.
Which is a good thing, because he was about to get lit up by that blitzing linebacker.
Let's see. What's that call there, Kevin? False start. It looked like he was getting ready to go to the hips. I guess he was doing a Macarena. Hips
Macarena.
And Macarena. But anyway, it's going to be false start on Latta. Going to be 1st and 15 from the East Columbus 46 or 7?
47.
A plus B equals 47, right?
My specialty was English, so,
Okay.
I can conjugate it for you.
Now, that's going to be.
Now, they're going, what the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away.
Now, that's just like, okay, they did this snap count. But, Coach, they did that snap count last time. Mm-hmm. They changed it. It's not my fault. But anyway, that's what happened there. He was anticipating the same snap count, and they changed it up on him.
But on the upside, he was in the backfield.
Well, he was quick.
So we're back to where we started, still 1st and 10.
Oh, there we go. Another offsides there. False start. Number 10's like, oh, he's supposed to watch the ball, isn't he?
Yep.
Okay, well, anyway.
Again,
but long bus ride.
Yeah,
Long bus ride. Yeah, Coach, the bus ride was long, but anyway.
I'm just stretching my legs, Coach.
Sorry, guys.
Now we're back to 1st and 15.
It's been a while since we've been together, so we may crack a couple of jokes here. So we're back to where we were before we started after the start, Kevin. 1st and 15 for Latta. Is that 47? 46. Actually, I think Latta gained a half a yard on all that. Don't it look like it's moved up a little bit more than last time? But anyway, okay. That's just me. All right.
It's that new math, Brett, that gets us every time.
All right, what we got now? Here we go.
High snap. Quick pass out to the flat. Taken around the corner by number 7, I believe.
Yeah.
7 is Adrian McDonald. McDonald will end the quarter with a 1st down. Takes the ball down to about the 27 of East Columbus. And 1 quarter done, Brett. And it's 6-0 East Columbus.
Yeah, East Columbus's defensive back on that side was out on what we call an island by himself, overran the play, gives Latta did they get a 1st down there?
Yes, they did.
Okay. 1st down, and it's going to be, we're going to flip the field here starting the 2nd quarter.
Okay, Brett, it's been a long time since we've been together, and Brett has, wants to do a poll each week. So what's our first poll this week?
Okay, so I love Friday Night Lights, the series, and so their commentator on there is Salmon Slammy Mead. So if you're at Facebook or whatever and you want to give me and Kevin Toman, Brett Burris some kind of nickname, put that nickname up on the screen, and we'll look at them tonight and figure out which nickname we like the best. And we may use that this year, Kevin. So whatever you come up with, put it on the screen. We'd love to see it.
Brett and I have been together a long time. Brett, I think this is year, 4 or 5 for you?
Seems longer than that, but I don't know.
This is year 8 for me.
8, yeah, probably about 5. 5 for me, I think.
Brett and I have been together a long time. We're also trying to get as much food as we can set up in the concession stand. Brett is wasting away to nothing, since he retired from church league softball.
No, I'm actually back.
You're actually back. You come out of retirement.
I've been working out all year. I've been getting ready for it. My arm's ready. I've been working out. I'm running 3.5 miles every other day.
For those of you who don't know, Brett had once hung up the cleats.
Yeah.
And he's coming out of the locker room wearing the cleats.
And also hung up the lesson plans one time, but now I'm teaching art.
There you go.
So,
Brett Burris, a man of many talents.
here we go. 1st and 10 Latta on their East Columbus 30-yard line.
High snap, ball taken around the corner by the quarterback, tackled by a high blade of grass is number Jaden Alford.
Bermuda grass got him.
Exactly. I'm guessing the groundskeepers didn't mow that part of the yard.
Or they used to call it the turf monster. Turf. Well, we don't have turf here in Columbus County, which is a good thing because a lot of the turf people are wanting to go back to grass.
I went to West Brunswick's Bash at the Beach and watched, high school football played on AstroTurf, and it's a different ball game.
Yeah, it is. It is. A lot of AstroTurf burns I know of.
Alford once again in the shotgun. Inside handoff up the middle. Shakes the first tackle. Gets the first down. And he'll be around the corner and into the end zone go the Vikings.
Yeah, a couple of they had him there in the backfield, just slipped through. Just weren't able to grab him, and he goes in for the touchdown. So it's going to be 6-all here at the beginning of the second quarter.
Number 4, Fisher Richardson with the first score for the Vikings. And Brett, a lot of that is reach and grab as opposed to put the helmet on somebody, and it's just something that drives me crazy.
I was watching the replay right there, and that we call that arm tackling.
Yep.
A lot of arm tackling there, and you got to break down and go through the body. But see, Latta, they're probably about 8 yards deep from where their holder is. East Columbus was only about 4. So
Conley Daly told us the line.
How did he get that off?
It is up. And it is good. Conley Daly, under fire, gets that ball off and good. And our score with 11:44 to go in the first half, Latta 7, East Columbus 6. Again, Brett, East Columbus giving Latta all they can handle.
Yeah, just a couple of missed tackles there. 7-6. East Columbus still in the ball game here. East Columbus is going to get the ball here, and hopefully they can do a sustained drive. It's been sort of a slow game to start out with. I guess it's because of penalties and passes and stuff like that. But now both teams are in the groove a little bit. They've hopefully forgot about that bus ride, and East Columbus has forgot about this the first game of the year, and maybe we'll see a good offensive series by the Gators.
We got a local score. Whiteville 7, Bun 0, end of the first quarter. Once again, that's Whiteville 7, Bun 0, end of the first quarter.
And you did have a West Columbus score, too.
West Columbus was down 34-0 late in the first half against Lake Norman Charter.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can get a
see if we can get a South Columbus score.
South Columbus score. I got a couple of
quick, and Latta picks the ball up on the squib kickoff, and they are going again. Lake Norman Charter with a running clock, 48-0 on West Columbus right now.
Yep. John Browning just sent us a text. I'm going to see if I can get out to my people that follow South Columbus and find a score on that one.
Latta with a squib kick gets it, Brett. All of a sudden, now up 7-6. 1st and 10 Vikings. Ball on the Gator 47. High snap once again, taken by the upback. Heads up play. Slips 2 tackles.
Okay. What did I miss? How did Latta get the ball back?
Missed tackle by J.J. Jacobs, cleaned up by Demetrius Dexter.
How'd Latta get the ball back?
The squib kickoff.
Okay.
Was taken
I was trying to get scores. Okay.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Ball on about the 43-44 of East Columbus.
And text just in, that is a final 48-8 Lake Norman over West Columbus there.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Wholesale changes. It looks like we're going to have a timeout. Final score, West Columbus loses 48-8. West Columbus loses 48-8.
So we got second down. Was that second down and about about 14 there, Kevin? Timeout, Latta. Okay,
Brett, we got a lot of action, but not a lot of points. 10:27 to go here in the first. How important is this drive for East Columbus to stop this slowly rolling tide of momentum for Latta?
Yeah, well, what you got to do here, you got to tell you guys, hey, we got them behind the chains. Well, no, they're not behind the chains. It's second down and 8. My fault. So we got to make sure we key on that quarterback. I'm thinking the quarterback is, doing a lot of running, a lot of, tucking and running and stuff like that. So you got to have some kind of scout on the quarterback the whole time and just play your positions. I think East Columbus sort of got out of position a couple of times there on that last drive. Didn't break down and make tackles and just play the game of football, and I think you're going to be okay.
Here we are, middle of the second quarter, Brett. Tie ball game. Every possession is going to be ultra important. High snap, roll out, be McDonald. He'll take the ball off to the left. Nice shoestring tackle.
See, like I said, you got the key on that quarterback. That quarterback is going to take that ball and run a lot. And you got to, I want to be politically correct here, you've got to punish that quarterback for running that ball up the middle and make him not want to do that again.
I think, Brett, you're correct in that he is a straw that stirs the drink for Latta, and you got to force someone else to beat you.
Yep. He is that cog in that wheel.
High snap, he's going to roll off to the right once again. Short pass taken around the corner. All the way around, and lassoed is number 8.
Nice rollout, getting the ball away by the Latta quarterback there, and they, pick up another first down on about the East Columbus, was that about 25 there, Kevin?
Jacoby German with the catch on the sidelines picks up enough for the chains to move. Once again, 1st and 10 for Latta, and clock moving, and, once again, quarterback roll. You're chasing that quarterback, and sometimes you lose sight of those receivers in the flat.
Have you noticed they brought the quarterback a little closer to the line of scrimmage in that shotgun?
Inside handoff taken once again. Squirts through somehow. And picking up, looks like close to first down territory is Fisher Richardson.
Well, Latta right now is in a groove. East Columbus, they focus on that quarterback and the wide receivers, and then they just do a quick give up the middle. And so East Columbus right now is just guessing on what Latta's going to do, and it looks like the machine is sort of well-oiled this possession for
And now
Latta.
all of a sudden, now Latta has the whole playbook at their disposal, and they're going trips right, one receiver left, and, one protector in the backfield.
And you never know. The quarterback may just keep it here.
Spreading East Columbus out wide.
Well, that's a block in the back there. Yeah. That's a
block in the back call.
And they did call it.
Latta scores, but it is coming back as once again there is laundry on the field, Brett.
Yeah, I think everybody saw that. Actually, 2 referees saw that, and I saw it, Kevin. And my eyesight is not as good as theirs, probably.
And you're doing it through a foggy window from 40 feet away.
Yeah, you got to quit breathing so heavy.
And I'm telling you, Brett, this is where coaches get gray hair, as he was going to squirt through there anyway, and it was an unnecessary block in the back.
Yep.
And again, if you want to make a coach old before his time, plays when making penalties when the ball is past you will drive them nuts, and it'll drive you nuts in the film room on Monday.
Well, that was probably set up as a little pick play, but the pick got there a little bit too late. So it's got to mark that back from the spot, so it's got to be at least 10 from the spot. What are they doing?
I don't think they've marked it off yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, there we go. Latta was going up to that line of scrimmage.
I'd try to get it if I was them.
Can't be there.
Looks like first down was on the 12. They're on the 20. Be about, the ball's on the 23, 24. So you're looking at
first and 20. Yeah.
First and 20, first and 22. Mm-hmm. Again, the whole playbook at your disposal. Rise the quarter, holds it back in.
Man.
Nice fake by the quarterback.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, fantastic play by Jaden Alford. He rode number 4, Fisher Richardson, as long as he could, pulled that thing out. And I think everybody, maybe our cameraman, maybe the home fans, thought that ball was going to stay in there.
Well, if you don't know a lot about that's an option play. Basically, the quarterback has the option of going ahead and giving it to the running back or taking it himself. he saw that everybody ran by him and it opened up a hole. Quarterback decided to tuck it, run up for about 20 yards and a first down. Well,
2nd and 2,
close to
Brett,
a first
for
down.
the Vikings. They can get a first down before they get to the goal line.
He's under center here. No, he's not. My fault. Thought he was under center.
All right, snap. He's going to take it himself. He'll go around the corner and
Yeah, I knew that was
into
going
the
to
end
happen.
zone. Latta scores on the quarterback keeper. And, yeah.
It was a really good drive there by Latta. They showed me a lot of things that they had in their playbook. They had that one penalty, but they looked really good in that offensive set there.
Latta now up 13-6, Brett. And the things that, the plays that you can have in your playbook when you're ahead of the chains as opposed to behind the chains, your playbook opens up quite a bit more when you're able to avoid those mental mistakes.
But, the game's not out of control here. You just got to go back and counter with that. Counter punch.
Ball's up, and it is good. Our score with 8:13 to go here in the first half. Latta, the Vikings are up 14-6, Brett. And I think very astutely, as you said, this is still a ball game. This is still in doubt. But right now, Latta starting to hit a groove, and a couple of quick errors by East Columbus, and that momentum train starts to roll. And I think East Columbus, I think they need a sustained drive to get that defense off the field a little bit right now.
Yeah, if you're East Columbus, you don't need to be staring up at the scoreboard and worrying about if they scored or whatever, because it knows as well as I do, to win football games, you got to score. Mm-hmm. So, put that behind you, put that defensive series behind you, come out, have a good offensive set, and stay in this ball game.
One of those things about football that reveals character, Brett, is how you deal with adversity. East Columbus has had a rough couple of series, and how they answer the bell is going to determine a lot about this East Columbus team this year. Once again, a pooch kick.
Uh-oh.
Grabbed once again by Latta.
That was a good onside kick. Yeah, and you know what?
And instead of reaching, going up and getting, he kind of reached up for it, was hit, carried away from it, and the ball bounced forward a little bit, and once again, recovered by Latta.
And you know what? I'm just not big on a squib kick every time in football. I mean, now in high school football, it's almost like it's a 50-50 ball every time, and I just don't think that's what it's intended for. I may be okay with the NFL rules of trying to stay away from onside, because it is a dangerous play.
And Brett, big risk, big reward, but reward for Latta. They've got the ball 1st and 10 on just their side of the 50-yard line. Quarterback Alper keeps the ball once again, stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by East Columbus there.
East Columbus with 3, 4, and 5 hats on the ball, and led by number 4, and that is J.J. Jacobs.
Somebody's hurt for East Columbus.
Caden Best, tough kid. I mean, could be cramps, could be a lot of things.
Let's hope it's cramps.
But early season, important for both teams, especially if you're a team who's got not a lot of numbers out, to avoid that injury bug early.
Yeah. Just like at South Columbus. South Columbus lost their starting running back and defensive back in the Jamboree. So you never know when it's going to happen.
And that's part of that next man up mentality. And hope for the best for the young man. Seemed like a pretty good kid when we saw him.
So, Kevin, while we got a little bit of time here, we can talk about the excitement of a new school year. And
talk to us a little bit, Brett. Everybody around the county, CCCA had already started. Their school year started August 1st. But everybody around the county had convocation on Wednesday. What is convocation? What is that about? And talk to us a little bit about, getting geared up for a new school year.
Well, I think everybody's sort of ready to get back, because, you've been sitting around in the house and sometimes you dread going back, but that's your calling. And there's always an excitement, especially with the teachers too, about getting back in the classroom and getting seeing some new faces and stuff like that. It's also good that you have new leadership and administration. I think everybody's excited about that. So it's just a brand new school year all along. I text Adam Thompson, assistant superintendent, to see what the South game was, and He said he's here supporting East Columbus Gators. So
Second and 9 for the Vikings right now. We're about to get back to action with 7:59 to go here in the first half. New superintendent Eddie Beck, new assistant superintendent Adam Thompson. Known them for a number of years. I know they're anxious to get started and make their mark here in Columbus County Schools. Once again, a high snap taken by Alford. Alford around the corner. And inside out, Alford looks to go to the Alford, a shifty running back. Great block downfield. It's not often you see a wide receiver, Fisher Richardson, 40 yards downfield, making a block to get 8 or 10 more yards. And all of a sudden now it's first and goal Vikings as they look to try to blow this thing open.
all right, going to be first and goal here for Latta. Like I said, quarterback, he's going to have the ball in his hands, and he's going to look to run it about every time, Kevin, until they stop him.
Alford to the right now, Alford to the left. He's up the middle and into the end zone.
Yeah.
Latta Vikings score and make it 20-6 with 7:38 to go here in the first half.
East Columbus really don't have a lot of answers for that quarterback, right? He's just so quick. I mean, he's got some good agility there, Kevin. He's very hard to tackle. And then if he don't run it, he's hit some really good passes there. So really good player for Latta there. What grade's he in anyway, Kevin?
Let's see. He looks to be a junior.
Junior, okay.
A young man with a bright future ahead of him, Brett.
Nice foot on that young man there.
Oh,
Hits to about the bus.
He sits 3 out to 74, 76, Brett.
Yep. And it looks like it only takes like 2 steps, and got to be a soccer player, to tell you the truth.
Why does it have to be a soccer player, Brett?
Soccer player is somebody kicks a ball into a net.
I heard.
Okay, all right.
But here's the interesting thing. If Brett looks a little bit further over the buses, I think he maybe is trying to hit that soccer goal.
Maybe.
Which is right out there behind the bus.
Well, when I came up at 7 o'clock on the soccer field, guess who was practicing at 7 o'clock on a Friday afternoon?
That Gator soccer team.
Gator soccer team that's called dedication. Dedication.
So, Brett, while we got a quick minute,
okay.
Piper, Indiana, are they ready for the first day of school on Monday?
Well, I asked Piper, and I knew the answer was going to be no, and it was. And Indiana had told me she's ready to go back to school, but then I asked her today after open house. She said, "No, my children are homebodies. They love to stay home." I asked them. I said, "We'll go on a mountain trip this year." "No, we don't want to go." "You want to go to Disney?" "No, we don't want to go." So I guess it saves me some money. So anyway, I want to go.
Yeah,
hey.
Here's the thing that's exciting for Brett, though. This time a little bit further down.
Out of bounds.
Kicks it out of bounds. And I guess you'd be better off going back to what you were doing.
Yeah.
Because East Columbus, will take over 1st and 10 right around midfield.
We actually put in a pool this summer, and the kids have been enjoying the pool. I'm not a pool person, but they've been enjoying it. If they're homebodies, I guess you got to build something at home for them to stay.
Here's the thing. In my house, school bedtime was always a problem. But Brett has it a little different, folks. Brett has 2 kids who have to be on school bedtime, but their parents are 2 teachers, so the parents are on school bedtime also.
Well, I hate to say this, but my children are 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they were that way when they were 1st and 2nd grade. So we were not a traditional family when it comes to getting your kids to bed early for school, but.
Okay, so we talked about Indiana and Piper. Is Sean ready to start school?
Yeah, she is. And Sean works hard, and she's excited. And they actually moved her to 8th grade, so here we go.
Quick pad out to the flat, corralled around the neck, sleeks by, picks up maybe 1.
Yeah. Quick pass for East Columbus there. And what you're trying to do there, East Columbus, you're trying to get your playmakers out one-on-one against their defenders and give them a chance to move the ball up the field. Just Latta did a good job of reading that pass and everybody checking in.
J.J. Hudson with the reception doesn't get credit for the yard, but it does try to loosen up that Latta defense who's really trying to clog the middle right now.
Yep.
Pro set, 4 receivers out for East Columbus. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Latta leading 21-6. And we got another flag on the field.
Or are they changing the play?
We got a flag on the far end.
Okay. Is that delay a game or? I don't know. We'll see. Or did he wave it off? Or
It's still over there on the far side. I think he's just picking it up.
okay, I guess they're going to march him back. Yeah. Okay, delay a game. Okay. Because I ain't seen anybody move, so I'm sitting there saying it pretty much had to be delay a game. We're starting Friday night football, and the regular schools have not started yet. That does not happen a lot. Usually, you are in school before the first.
That first Friday is the first Friday of school.
Yep. But for school does start Monday, and there's going to be a lot of excitement there in Columbus County Monday.
Hands off up the middle. Stop cold by the center of that line for Latta.
Not much happening there. Looks like a loss of about 3. And just Latta's defensive line is just so big that they're making such a push and just pushing East Columbus into the backfield.
I've always been a fan of defenses forcing the action, Brett, because you're expecting a kid to think and react at the same time, and not a lot of high school kids are ready to do both at the same time. 3rd and 74-76 for the Gators. 6:08 to go here in the first half. Once again, pro set. Inside throw. Just a bit short of the receiver.
And, something else we haven't alluded to is East Columbus is starting this school year with a brand-new head coach. Head coach from last year is no longer here, and so the system could be different. I'm sure
Burbridge could be different.
Yep.
Fred Pedro on the staff last year, Brett. Yep. But you're also looking at, from what I've been told, he brings a new energy to East Columbus. I saw him on some of the pigskin previews talking about don't judge us by this game, this quarter. Watch us throughout the course of the season. We're going to grow. We're a young team, and we're going to grow together.
Yeah, well, we've been around him a lot. He does have a lot of energy, and he's going to transfer this energy to his players.
East Columbus back to punt.
Okay, so maybe they may give it on the defense there. Because looks like the defense calls that.
Defense offside. No. Offsides against the offense. That's the first time I've seen that.
Okay, all right. I wonder if did he call offside?
He called offside against the offense.
Wouldn't that be false start?
You would think.
Okay, all right. He knows better than I do. That's why he wears the white hat and I wear the black one.
Once again, everybody's standing still on the punt. They think it's still the scrimmage. Round the corner we go. He looks to go up the field. Convoy follow him, and he will go into the end zone.
Well, probably one thing you're going to work on at practice next week is punt coverage because their punt coverage has not looked that good. What I saw East Columbus doing is seeing those white shirts coming at them and East Columbus backing up, kept backing up. And on that punt coverage, you've got to go through those white jerseys and attack.
Adrian McDonald with about a 40-yard scamper on the punt return, and all of a sudden it's now 27-6, 5:41 to go here in the first half. And honestly, Brett, it looked like both teams that were used to the scrimmage where the ball was kicked and everybody just could still just kind of watch.
Nobody was attacking the punt there, and like I said, that's what they do in the scrimmages. They have free kicks on scrimmages, but not supposed to be that way here.
Kick is up. And he is now 4 for 4, Brett.
Yeah,
that looks like a kid who's going to go to college and maybe
that's just 2 steps. Usually it's 1, 2, 3, boom. His is 1, 2, boom.
Yeah. That one almost hit the open door on the bus right behind the scoreboard.
See, and let me get this right. Is he left-footed?
I believe he is.
Yeah, left-footed too.
Left foot, good foot. Score is 28-6, 5:41 to go. And Brett, first day of school. And a lot of questions. People are, and one of Kelly Jones's favorite is you got your Here Comes the Bus app. You need to know what time that bus is going to stop by that first day of school. All the bus routes kind of change. Different kids graduate, different kids come in. So if you want to know where the bus is and when it's going to pick up your child, make sure you download the Here Comes the Bus app and the Columbus County Schools app. Want to get that plug in for Kelly Jones.
Now, I didn't get a chance to go to it, but I heard that you led a great session here at East Columbus in the convocation. If you want to tell us a little bit about what you led and stuff like that.
Trying to flex my skills as an instructional leader. I haven't got a whole lot of opportunities to do that in Columbus County, so wanted to make sure I got out there and try to my kids did awesome this year on their stuff, and we really polished our writing skill.
Yep.
So what we wanted to do is we wanted to help some of the other schools.
Another turnover on
a squid kick, and then we'll go back the other direction.
Yep.
But anyway, we wanted to really share. We were asked to share what we were doing as far as writing, because I know there was a big push at board meetings last year about really improving the writing scores and getting these kids college and career ready to use the writing here.
And from what I heard, there's going to be a big emphasis on collaboration this year here.
Brand
in
new
Columbus
instructional
County.
design framework,
Yep.
and really, Columbus County being very intentional about what they're doing, planning, and preparing to do well this year. And again, it's that new energy coming in with Eddie Beck, the superintendent.
Yeah, and a lot of counties are going to that curriculum to where everybody needs to be on the same page. You go in and this is laid out for you, and this is what you need to teach and things like that.
One of the things we did at Convocation, we got a brand new English curriculum going to Study Sync, and some of the things that were voted on at the last couple of board meetings got a lot of good training at Convocation. Had a chance to explore some different areas, some new instructional coaching, some new energy in the classroom side in Columbus County. So a lot of good stuff happening as we get ready to start this new school year.
More importantly, how many potatoes did you eat at Convocation?
Well, I presented at the session right after lunch, so I had to eat quickly and then go get set up.
Okay.
It's actually been a pretty busy week.
Yep. So Latta takes over again on the East Columbus 46-yard line after a squib kick turnover for East Columbus.
Auburn rolls left.
Wide open.
There.
It looked like the two split ends over there for Latta sort of got a running start on that play. I think that should have been false start, but the referees didn't call it on that side.
Adrian McDonald by himself picks up enough to move the chains for Latta.
It looks sort of like arena football on that side. We can't get a look at it here, but looks like they got one or two steps before the ball was snapped.
1st and 10, Latta, ball on about the 24-yard line. Latta looks to go in and try and score again before the half, 5:09 to go. 35-0, South Columbus over West Bladen, and that is a halftime score. Here we go off to the right-hand side, and he will just get taken out of bounds by, let's make sure I get the number on that. Tackled by number 22, and that is, don't have a 22.
No 22, huh?
Sorry, Mom and Dad. The importance of keeping these rosters updated, we want to make sure we call everybody's name out.
And it looks like you printed this one off of Max Preps, right?
I did.
So you didn't get one from the coaches, did you?
I did not.
Yeah.
But I was able to get one from the Latta coach. And
all you coaches out there, if we're doing your game, please get us a roster. We'd love to recognize
backside.
These kids.
You got to love a great fake once again by Alfred, and I think he was the only one that knew he had the ball at that point.
Well, you're expecting that kicker to kick it because he's done a great job at it all night, and then just the placeholder just picked it up and took it in. And that's things you're doing to work on for conference when it comes around, because you may need that 2 points using that play coming up in your conference play.
4:36 to go. Latta now up 34-6.
Oh, I thought that was the
that was the score. I mean, it was a great play fake by Alfred, and Alfred kind of showing off a little bit right now.
Yep. What's his two-step kick here, Kevin?
And we got it offside against East Columbus. So, Brett, talk to us a little bit. Let's see, you were a social studies teacher most of your career. Last year, you taught what? You were a science teacher, I believe.
Physical science, environmental science.
And now you're an art teacher.
Yep.
Is it fair to call you the Renaissance man, Brett Burris?
Well, I'm a jack of all trades, man, and I love a challenge. And, I still want to give back to the community. I I do get off about 1 o'clock, so I can teach from 8 to 1 and have the opportunity to go to different places and see different faces. So, I'm wide open. I'm for hire if anybody needs me.
Kick is up.
Woo.
And once again, it is good.
He's slingshot on that.
He's
foot.
about aces of hitting one of the buses, I'm telling you.
I'm sure he's a heck of a soccer player. But anyway,
A lot to look forward to coming up in the next couple of months, Brett. Yam Festival coming up, Stallion Classic coming up. I've been told we are doing the Bee Festival games again this year.
Oh, okay.
The Honey Festival.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff going on. It's getting to be that time of the year, Brett, where kids are going back to college. You start to get that little nip in the air in the mornings. And it's just, like you said, it's starting to feel like school again.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, it's been a long, it was a drought-filled summer, and then it was a monsoon-filled summer right after that. So we had those 12, 13 inches of rain, but dry for a month and a half. And, anytime it's dry, it's just – it wears on you. I don't know why. But, it's been a long summer for a lot of kids, and now it's time to come back and get back to work. And I think hopefully they'll be excited about the new policies that the administration here in Columbus County is putting on us. And I think it's going to be a really good year, Kevin.
Also a big push on attendance this year, Brett. Really wanted to make sure we get these kids at school. We can get them educated pretty good, but we got to get them in the building.
Wow.
Boom and kick. And, Brett,
there's the touchback.
We have our first touchback with 4:36 to go here.
And that
in the
landed in the end zone. It landed right on the goal line. So he's just showing off there.
Now he's just showing off.
Yeah, he's just showing off. But anyway, so Latta looks like they got a really good kicking game this year, and that probably going to pay dividends for them. I don't know who's in Latta's conference.
Don't they play in that same with T.C. Williams and that group?
It may be. It may be. But South Carolina football, I'm used to watch. This summer I watched Friday Night Lights, so I've been watching Texas football a little bit. I always watch Friday Night Lights in the summer to get ready for the football season.
Okay, they play.
We're looking it up here, guys.
I guess
East Columbus, they move again. See, those split ends there, Kevin, have got to watch the ball instead of listening to the snap count.
Let's see. They play Marion, Mullins, Green Sea Floyd, Carver's Bay,
Okay.
Hemingway, Lakeview, Hannah, Pamlico, and the end of the year, against Johnsonville.
Okay. All right. So they're in that Green Sea Mullins conference.
I think that's Region 2, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
First and 15 for the Gators. That looking for something, Brett, to hang their hat on to end that first half, kind of on a high note. Drop back to pass. Good quick pass to the flat, picking up about a half, maybe 2/3 of the penalty yardage, make it 2nd and 12.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of games around the area that's over or playing in the third quarter, and we're still stuck here in the second quarter with 4:17 left, and it's because a lot of penalties. There's a lot of incomplete passes that stop the clock. But, East Columbus right now, what they're trying to do is find what's good for them offensively.
Marshburn picks up about 3 and makes it 2nd and 12.
Bad snap. Marshburn falls on. It's going to be a loss of about 8.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours, Brett, and it's hard to get out of that rut.
Yep.
And how hard is it to keep your head up?
Well,
when sometimes you just kind of feel like it's just not going to be your night.
East Columbus came out really, really excited, and I really think if they can keep that excitement on the sideline and stay focused, that they're going to be okay this year. Just the wind pretty much has been taken out of their sails here in the last, quarter, and just got to learn how to deal with that also.
3rd and 17 for the Gators, 3:15 to go. Trying not to give the ball back to Latta with any time on the clock to do anything here in the first half.
He slipped down.
Hey,
it's not going right, Kevin.
It's a little slick, I guess, back there. Yeah. He tried to cut and take that ball upfield on a quarterback keeper, and just his legs came right out from underneath.
Yeah, but you don't want for East Columbus, you don't want your kids to put your head down. You want to go into the locker room and you want to build them up, because that score there has pretty much broken them down. So if you're the new head coach, Coach Pedro and Coach Noble's there, you want to go in that locker room and you want to build on the positive things. Let's get back to the way it was the first quarter. First quarter it was pretty much 0-0.
This was 7-6 with a couple minutes to go in the first, and the one it was 14-6, and this is all second quarter action.
Yep. Got a lot of movement going on out there. Okay, now they're set and ready. Nope. Timeout.
Timeout call looks like by East Columbus. They're second of the first half. 2:08 to go. Didn't want to get that delay of game penalty.
Yeah, and like I said, you don't want to show frustration. You don't want to throw something onto the field as the quarterback did there. You just got to keep your composure.
And again, these are teachable moments for a young team, Brett. It's very easy to lose your composure in a situation like this, but part of growing up as a football player and as a young man is harnessing when things don't go your way. And they say a lot about, sports teaches and reveals a lot of character. And moments like this that you're going to face in life where you have adversity, how you react to it, it says a lot about you as a man.
Looks like the quarterback's been pulled, and probably Coach Pedro is saying, you're not going to throw stuff on this field. You can't act like that. And looks like, Coach Nobles is over there talking to him. So, one coach breaks them down, another coach builds them up. And that's the way you got to do it. And I'm sure Coach Nobles and Coach Pedro are working together.
I got to say a lot about the coaches here in Columbus County. They really care about a lot of these kids, not only as athletes, but student athletes and young men. And it's really important in moments like these that they're coachable, teachable moments, and teachable life skills for these kids.
Yeah. And, when you go through some animosity, you just got to bow your back and go through it. And this is where these coaches are stepping in and helping each other out. And this just learned experience here.
Yeah. Again, that's one of the great things about high school sports. You really learn a lot of good life lessons. And credit the coaching staff, like I said, for getting to that young man and really kind of talking him up and kind of working with him. But once again, everybody's frozen, Brett.
And Latta didn't even have anybody back.
Ball's going to be down on the 35. It'll be first and 10 Latta with a minute 55 to go here in the first half. Okay, Brett, take us into that locker room at halftime if you're East Columbus, and you're a young team. You started off pretty good. You had some struggles. What are you telling your kids at halftime?
We're saying, guys, let's build on the positives. Let's look at the way we played the first quarter, as I said earlier. Forget about that second quarter. We got a little bit out of character. It was like a snowball, and the snowball effect started occurring. Let's start this second half as 0-0. Let's watch everything anew. But we've already showed that we can play some pretty good football. That first quarter was some good football. So, don't go in there and break them down. Go in there and build them up and say, hey, forget about the second quarter. Remember the first quarter. Remember the Titans. Let's play football. Here we go.
First and 10 Vikings, ball on the 35-yard line. Once again, pass out to the flat this time. Taking around the corner. Does move the chains, and that's going to be number 7. And that is Adrian McDonald.
I think, like I said earlier, I think Latta has gotten into the rhythm of their game there. They look like they're, dot passes, quarterback running, options. They're doing about everything right that they can possibly do. I think the only thing that killed them in the first, half was those, turnovers over the quarterback's head, and they adjusted to that by moving the quarterback a little bit closer.
And this is Latta football. They do like to play a wide-open game. Quarterback rolls to the right. He drops the football, recover.
I thought he got it back, but
he barely got it back.
Yeah, he just dropped it.
Yeah. It's one of those things running before he got the handle on it. But, a lot of these teams, neither team has dominated each other, Brett. And I think both of these teams are going to look at this and say, whether you're up by 20 or down by 20, we're making correctable mistakes. And if we shore those things up, we can be successful this year, no matter which side of the scoreboard you're on right now. Second and 12, Latta. Ball is on about the 24. Quarterback rolls off to the left once again.
Good job for East Columbus defense there.
Tackled by number 34.
And you want to get your defense, rocking and rolling here. That's very important. Make a stop here, go into the locker room knowing that you made a stop against them. But I think Latta's probably just going to let the clock run out here and take it to the locker room.
Credit Dawson Crosby in a number of tackles today. I mean, big young man, hustling all over the field. Doesn't matter what the score is. Gotta like his hustle.
They are going to snap it. And see, these two over here got to run and start again. I mean,
intercepted with 1 second to go in the half. Ball's going to be on about the 6.
Yeah, I wish we could go back and see that replay, but it looks like they're giving these wide receivers 1-2 steps before the ball is snapped. And, it's not Arena League football here, if you know what I mean.
Again, it's the first game for the officials too, Brett.
I guess so. So they still got 1 second on
1
the clock.
1 second, 35-6 here.
Okay,
And
Kevin, take a knee.
Take a knee?
Take a knee. You don't want to do anything crazy.
I don't know if you want to take a knee here, Brett. Right now you're on about the 3.
Well,
maybe
get
just,
up under center.
Quarterback sneak it, maybe.
Well, get up under center and just take a knee because you don't want to, try to pass it.
Do you go up under center, Brett, instead of shotgun?
I would. I mean, if you've practiced it, we'll see. Because this could be sort of dangerous for you if you're East Columbus here. But, it looks like Latta's just sitting back and just going to let them snap it. Yeah, there we go. Take a knee. There we go. And that's what they did.
Our score at halftime, East Columbus down 35-6. Again, love the intensity of East Columbus and great first quarter. And there are things to build on if you're a Gator and a Gator fan this year.
Looks like the athletic director for East Columbus is making his way up here. Got the music rolling out here. He's on the phone, but he's coming up to talk to us.
Also
talk to you at halftime.
Yeah. Also going to hear from Franklin Davis. So. Jason Jones joining us. Jason Nance. I've been doing that to him for 3 years. Don't get too excited. But, Jason, we're going to start off with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. The big story coming out of East Columbus this summer. Fred Pedro, the new football coach. Talk to us a little about Mr. Pedro. Introduce us to him and tell us about the new energy Fred Pedro is going to bring to your football program.
Fred Pedro is a class act human being. Going to be a great motivator. He's here in the community. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be disciplined. I mean, I know tonight's kind of, first game. There's been some, situations happen, but he is. I think he's going. I think we're going to be all right. Just got to give him some time. We got a young team. I think we got maybe 4 seniors. But like I said, he's energetic. Just a great young man.
Okay, looking at it seems like East Columbus athletics really turned the corner last year. Girls basketball team in the state finals. You had a softball team that for the last couple of years has gone deep into the state playoffs. Talk to us a little bit about what we can look for at East Columbus athletics this school year.
I think we're on the rise. Like I said, our girls sports have been doing pretty good. We've got some good boy athletes here, young men. We just got to get them to to play and But I really look forward to our basketball teams again coming up because we got some returners coming back and we got some young freshmen coming in, and I'm excited about our basketball, softball. I won't have a senior this year, but I think I can put 9 on that field that's going to go get it, and I'm really excited about that because, that's the way I used to play and I was coached, and to have 9 that's going to do whatever it takes is going to be – I really look forward to Lower Wheeling.
Okay. Now, new energy, new excitement, new school year, had convocation here on Wednesday. Talk to us about next week, opening day, coming into Gator country. Talk to us about that first day of school and the excitement here in the Swamp.
I still, feel like we still got a little bit. I can feel the energy. Kids are. They say they don't want to come back, but someone's like, "Hey, I'm ready to come back." We've made some upgrades at their school. The school is. We've put some signage out there to give some some color, on the windows and stuff like that. School is cleaning up nice. Miss Huff is doing a good job, with the staff, and letting the expectations know, what we're capable of doing here. Because I believe East is, we're a small school compared to the rest around here, but I do think this is a special place right here around East with our
Having said
community.
that, you got a brand new school coming in, pretty close to this area. You got a lot of road construction. Seems like the East End is really starting to come to life here in the county.
It's growing, and I think you think when you go to Leland, they running out of land, and it's got to come this way, and everybody loves the lake. We've had some people when jobs come up and want to, I want to move to the lake to fish, and because it's quiet and in the country per se, and like I said, I just think we on the verge of doing something special here, and we've been right at the edge the last, from time to time, with a few state championship in baseball and close in basketball last year. But I really do think something special is happening here, and also, the realignment coming up, which we're probably, I don't know, but we'll probably still stay in our same conference. But to have the opportunity in playoffs to play schools your size means a lot, and for morale and stuff like that. And it's been nice to have the middle school here too, in a way. I know it's been a change, but I think by the 7th and 8th grade being here, kind of see what they kind of already getting to see what the high school life's like, and how we're trying to build things, especially in basketball. I've seen it really happen in basketball and softball, because I was able to. The middle school was able to practice with us sometimes and stuff, and that usually don't happen in the high school,
All right, Jason, I appreciate you coming by and lighting the fire and whetting our appetite a little bit for East Columbus, not only athletics but in the classroom. And once again, East Columbus Gator students, Acme Delco students, Hallsborough students, all coming together, and the Swamp's going to be a special place to be this fall. So thanks for coming by and kind of whetting our.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, Brett. This is Franklin Davis of the News Reporter here at Whitewell's Legion Stadium, where the Bunn Wildcats are taking on the Wolfpack. Our score at halftime is Whiteville 30, Bunn 7. Whiteville was stopped 3 and out on their first possession and fumbled their second possession, but scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. Leighton McLean to Will Fisher for 30 yards was the first score. Zay Best with a 23-yard run made it 15-0 after the 2-point conversion. Bunn used a 79-yard kickoff return and then a 9-yard touchdown run to cut the score to 15-7. But Whiteville responded with a 24-yard run by Zay Best and then a Noopy Powell 28-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter to lead 30-7. Speaking of the News Reporter, it's not too late to pick up a copy of Thursday's print edition. That includes the 2024 Columbus County High School Pigskin Preview, stories, players' headshots, and action shots. And it's the only place that you will find the Waccamaw Middle School Conference, Waccamaw Conference, and ACC football schedules in one place. Just that makes it worth picking up a copy. For the News Reporter, this is Franklin Davis from Legion Stadium, again where the halftime score is Whiteville 30, Bunn 7. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Brett. This is Franklin Davis of the News Reporter here at Whitewell's Legion Stadium, where the Bunn Wildcats are taking on the Wolfpack. Our score at halftime is Whiteville 30, Bunn 7. Whiteville was stopped 3 and out on their first possession and fumbled their second possession, but scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. Leighton McLean to Will Fisher for 30 yards was the first score. Zay Best with a 23-yard run made it 15-0 after the 2-point conversion. Bunn used a 79-yard kickoff return and then a 9-yard touchdown run to cut the score to 15-7. But Whiteville responded with a 24-yard run by Zay Best and then a Noopy Powell, 28-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter to lead 30-7. Speaking of the news reporter, it's not too late to pick up a copy of Thursday's print edition. That includes the 2024 Columbus County High School Pigskin Preview, stories, players' headshots, and action shots. And it's the only place that you will find the Waccamaw Middle School Conference, Waccamaw Conference, and ACC football schedules in one place. Just that makes it worth picking up a copy. For the news reporter, this is Franklin Davis from Legion Stadium, again where the halftime score is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Brett. This is Franklin Davis of the News Reporter here at Whiteville's Legion Stadium where the Bun Wildcats are taking on the Wolfpack. Our score at halftime is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Whiteville was stopped 3 and out on their first possession and fumbled their second possession, but scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. Leighton McLean to Will Fisher for 30 yards was the first score. Zay Best with a 23-yard run made it 15-0 after the 2-point conversion. Bunn used a 79-yard kickoff return and then a 9-yard touchdown run to cut the score to 15-7, but Whiteville responded with a 24-yard run by Zay Best and then a Noopy Powell 28-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter to lead 30-7. Speaking of the news reporter, it's not too late to pick up a copy of Thursday's print edition. That includes the 2024 Columbus County High School Pigskin Preview, stories, players' headshots, and action shots. And it's the only place that you will find the Waccamaw Middle School Conference, Waccamaw Conference, and ACC football schedules in one place. Just that makes it worth picking up a copy. For the news reporter, this is Franklin Davis from Legion Stadium, again where the halftime score is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Brett. This is Franklin Davis of the News Reporter here at Whiteville's Legion Stadium where the Bun Wildcats are taking on the Wolfpack. Our score at halftime is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Whiteville was stopped 3 and out on their first possession and fumbled their second possession, but scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. Leighton McLean to Will Fisher for 30 yards was the first score. Zay Best with a 23-yard run made it 15-0 after the 2-point conversion. Bunn used a 79-yard kickoff return and then a 9-yard touchdown run to cut the score to 15-7, but Whiteville responded with a 24-yard run by Zay Best and then a Noopy Powell 28-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter to lead 30-7. Speaking of the news reporter, it's not too late to pick up a copy of Thursday's print edition. That includes the 2024 Columbus County High School Pigskin Preview, stories, players' headshots, and action shots. And it's the only place that you will find the Waccamaw Middle School Conference, Waccamaw Conference, and ACC football schedules in one place. Just that makes it worth picking up a copy. For the news reporter, this is Franklin Davis from Legion Stadium, again where the halftime score is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Brett. This is Franklin Davis of the News Reporter here at Whiteville's Legion Stadium where the Bun Wildcats are taking on the Wolfpack. Our score at halftime is Whiteville 30, Bun 7. Whiteville was stopped 3 and out on their first possession and fumbled their second possession, but scored on their final 4 possessions of the first half. Leighton McLean to Will Fisher for 30 yards was the first score. Zay Best with a 23-yard run made it 15-0 after the 2-point conversion. Bunn used a 79-yard kickoff return and then a 9-yard touchdown run to cut the score to 15-7, but Whiteville responded with a 24-yard run by Zay Best and then a Noopy Powell 28-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter to lead
So the first couple of quarters of today's ball game. Pooch kick taken and down by the upback number 8, and that is Jacoby German.
Yeah, speaking of Whiteville, if you were to look at their jamboree score, it was a 21-40-something game and a half. So you're wondering, is Whiteville's defense not where it needs to be? But, I think that the competition was a little tougher there against, I think they played New Hanover or somebody like that. So
Yeah.
I think it all works out.
I'll tell you, I think I heard the defensive coordinator for Whiteville has moved on.
Okay, I hadn't heard that.
New faces and new places, Brett. Preston Worley, former South Columbus player, is ball taken by the upback number 4, Fisher Richardson. He'll get about 2 or 3 before we tackled by the center of that line. But Preston Worley, former South Columbus athlete, former West Columbus coach, moving over and taking the helm at West Bladen.
Right.
And the way things come around, Brett, they ended up playing South Columbus night 1.
That's the way it happens. And Preston's a really good coach. He's going to try to get that program built back up over at West Bladen, and he'll do a good job at it.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Rolling start there on the left side of the line. Once again, Richardson takes the ball around the corner, picks up the first down yardage before he's taken down all the way down to 20-yard line by the Gators.
Yeah, if there's one thing you're going to work on at practice too, if you're Coach Pedro, is you're going to work on tackling, breaking down, not the arm tackling and things like that. You're in position. You just got to make that play. So he runs right through 4 there.
Again, textbook tackling, Brett, teaches you to break down, get your center of gravity, put a shoulder into somebody. But tackling, much like playing defense in basketball, is kind of a lost art these days.
Yeah, it is.
1st and 10, Vikings ball on the 21. Starter still in for the Vikings.
Wow.
And the running back comes to a sudden stop.
See, now that's how you tackle that.
Yeah.
What you need to do in practice, Coach Pedro, is take that clip and play it over and over again and say, guys, this is how you tackle. This is the way we want to tackle. And that's going to fire you up in practice.
J.J. Jacobs. That's what you call laying the wood, Brett.
So if you're watching this at East Columbus practice this week, bang. That's the way to take that head off. Headhunter. We used to give Headhunter awards back in the day. He gets the Headhunter award
We don't
tonight.
hut heads anymore, Brett, but we do lay the wood to people.
Yep.
Once again, quarterback rolling off to his right, going to take it up himself. Inside, outside, he darts. And now, once again, we start seeing 2 and 3 Gators on the tackle, led by number 20, and that is –
He broke down. Good tackle there. Just made it, 6
22.
yards on deep.
I believe that's Crosby. Once again, 22.
We're going to have a Steele and Nash on their team, too.
Could be.
Does anybody get that at home? Crosby, Steele?
I do believe we've dated ourselves with that reference, Brett.
Okay, all right. Just checking. Is that 2nd down, Kevin?
I believe it's 3rd down.
3rd down. Okay. 3rd down, about 5.
Backside handoff once again. Chasing him around the corner.
Nice job for East Columbus stringing it out there and making a tackle for no gain.
I'm going to tell you something.
Probably that quarterback should have kept it there instead of giving it to the pitch.
Jacob Stoops put that big paw out there and just reeled him in like it was a wide-mouthed bass, Brett. Put that big paw out there and just pulled him back in.
Big stop right here for East Columbus if you can do it. Get your, offense back on the field and, give accolades to your defensive line there.
You said in the first half, win each possession, win each quarter. Hard count does not work against the Gators this time.
They're going to call a timeout, I think, Kev. Yep, and they do.
Timeout Latta right now. Once again, starter still in for Latta right now, Brett. But at this point in the year, how important is it to get some of those 2nd and 3rd team kids in these early ball games?
Well, I don't know how many Ironman football players there are out there. Does anybody back home know what an Ironman football player is? Ironman football player is somebody that goes both ways, offense and defense. So it's according to how many you have out there, and that's where you can take those Ironman players and give them some breaks and put some players out there that can get some reps. And hopefully, one of these bench players that don't get an awful lot of playing time may come out and shine a little bit, may live up to the task. So that's why you want to get somebody in there.
I think also, Brett, it's time to, when you get the opportunities early in the season, you get some of these kids who are role players who may have to step up and because of an injury or because of situational things that happen. Get these young kids action early so when you get deep in that conference season and you need them,
And I mean, you also get them in it for a reason too. Is you want to prevent injuries because you don't want to get injured injured anytime, but especially in non-conference play.
4th down for the Vikings. Vikings look to go for a ball on about the 16, 17-yard line. Quarterback keeper, he'll take it up the middle. He gets right to the sticks, and he will get just a bit farther and get a Viking
everybody in the stadium and back home knew probably that quarterback was going to run that ball. But that's just the line
knowing it and stopping it are two entirely different
And what
things.
happened there, it weren't necessarily the quarterback. It's that offensive line. The offensive line had a 5-6 yard push there, which caused quarterback to get that easy first down.
1st and goal, Vikings, ball on about the 7. High snap taken around the corner. And he is into the end zone. Number 7, and that is Adrian McDonald picks up his, I believe, second score of the evening. Makes the score 41-6 with 8:01 to go here in the 3rd.
Kevin, I'm sitting here eating these chips, and I'm wondering back home if anybody can smell these on my breath, but I guess they can't. So
That's a good possibility. And I'll tell you something else, Brett. We're young into the season, and right now I'm starting to think about, some of our traditional eats here. They got some good nachos at East Columbus.
Right.
Kick is up and good. And looking forward to next week when I believe we go to West Columbus and get us one of them great sausage dogs
right.
or a pork chop sandwich.
So next week is West Columbus?
I believe so. I'm going to get our schedule out here in just a second. And we go to South Columbus and get some funnel cake. I mean, some traditional staples, some fried Oreos at the band festival.
Yep. And right now, if you're back home, you may not know the rule about running clock in high school football. It is a 42-point lead, right?
That's correct.
42. So next score by Latta, if East Columbus don't score, we'll probably move into a running clock. That was something that was implemented a couple of years ago. It's sort of like a mercy thing. But, even though that score there says 42-6, East Columbus has got a lot of things that they can build on. I saw them come out in that first quarter and, show to be a really good football team with some of the things they were doing. Second quarter got out of hand, and starting here this third quarter, had a pretty good offensive series. But Latta's just a good football team. They're really hard to stop. Offensively, they're just working on all cylinders. Quarterback can play really well. He is the key to their offense, and he's actually showed it here tonight. Latta kicks off. Will he kick it to the end zone? He's going.
I think they're now going to try and work on that wedge kickoff, take it to that second level in case they need it.
Yeah, they're trying. They're looking at kicking it at parts of the field nobody is, but that's just it goes straight out of bounds from that.
Actually, I told you wrong, Brett.
What's that?
Okay, our schedule for this year, for those of you who want to follow us each and every Friday night.
Okay.
Tonight we are here at East Columbus. Next week we are at South Columbus, South Brunswick at South Columbus. Okay. The 6th of September is West Bladen at West Columbus. The 13th is St. Paul's at West. The 20th of September, East Bladen at South Columbus. Now, the 27th, we're back here for East Bladen at East Columbus. October 4th is East Columbus at South Columbus. The 11th is West Columbus at South. The 18th is East Bladen at West Columbus. The 25th is Trask at East Columbus. And the 1st will finish the year East at West. So a lot of great action coming, Brett. And
I think I did. I think I posted that on my Facebook page. So if you want to go back and take a look at that, you can.
And I'll repost that. I believe it's on Columbus Korean College Academy's page. I'll put that up again as well.
Okay. And we'll try to have the links for the football games up so you can tune in and watch the games. Because
Once again, you can follow us on the whichever team if it's the Columbus County team, it'll be on their Facebook. It'll be on the county's Facebook. Second down, stop right at the line. It'll also be on the new Columbus County app. I've been talking to Kelly Jones at halftime. He said, if you have the old Columbus County Schools app, delete that app, reinstall the new one. Okay. We got a brand new app and a brand new website, thanks to Kelly Jones and his crew over there. So download the new app and make sure you get the look at the new website. Also, Kelly's told me that Here Comes the Bus will be up and operational. We'll get all the kinks out of it, and everybody will be squared away by the end of next week.
don't tell Kelly I said this, but I never installed the old app, so I can go install the new app now.
There you go. It'll be our little secret, Brett. Mm-hmm. Nobody will tell them. Okay, everybody? It's a secret.
Nobody knows except for me and you, Kevin.
Okay.
All right, because nobody can hear us right now. That's going to be an offsides against Latta there. He says, my fault. He pats his chest, says, I won't do it again. I promise, Coach.
My bad.
They're like getting on him and like getting ready to body slam him. They really are out there.
A little friendly razzle will get you on that.
Yeah, don't do that again. Because they may have to run.
Yep.
Maybe you can tell your team, hey, every offsides penalty, that's 10 bleachers. And, of course, they're going to get
back when I was growing up, those were always either push-ups or up-downs.
How about I do earth downs?
Earth downs?
Yeah.
Environmentally conscious Brett Burris.
No, do you say Chuck Norris didn't do push-ups? He did earth downs.
Aha. Once again, back to pass. Deep.
Did he come down with it? Okay.
Pass interference to call. I mean, when you can call it from up here in the press box, it's pretty much going to get called.
Yeah. Well, the ball was underthrown, and the guy tried to come back and get it, and he was impeded from coming back to the ball, so therefore it's going to be.
You can you can try to intercept that ball, but you can't go through the player to get there.
That's right. So that's going to give East Columbus a first down and get them into Latta territory.
5:58 to go here in the third quarter, Brett. And, while the issue is not in doubt as far as wins and losses, what can be gained when you're on the short side of the score in a ball game like this, and on the other, conversely for Latta, what can be gained from them with this time we have left?
If you're East Columbus, you're just looking for positive, something to build on. And Latta, you're looking to, okay, our offense is clicking now. We got to get this defense right.
Tipped and almost caught. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you almost got a big break and just out of the fingertips of the East Columbus receiver.
So, like I was saying, Latta just wants to show that their defense is just as good as their offense here and keep East Columbus from scoring, and just East Columbus wants to build on some of these positives.
Once again, Brett, you look at these scores, and it seems like there's not a lot to play for. But at this point in the season, you're looking at saying, you know what, they haven't beat us, because they're that much better than us.
Right.
If we clean up some of what we do, we can be very successful, and very successful in this conference, I think.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Gators, ball on about the 44. Jen Red moves around, slips and slides. Showing some movement. Number 8, Adrian Jenrette.
He just went back against the blocking there and found some holes and, gained about 8 yards on that play.
Jenrette showing a lot of shiftiness. 3rd and about 3, makeable first down for the Gators. But how important is it right now to move the chains?
Mentally is very important. You want to make sure that you get something out of this this offensive drive, and you get a first down here. It builds that momentum back your way. Even though you may not be able to come back and win this football game, you're wanting to win quarters.
Jenrette once again in the shotgun, pro set for the Gators. Backside handoff does not pull a whole lot of folks. Didn't need a lot.
He may have had the first down.
Got most of it. Might not quite got all of it, but it's still a very makeable fourth down for the Gators.
Yep. I think they're holding up their fist, which means fourth down, so it's going to be fourth down and probably about a yard here, Kevin.
Again,
and you got to go for it.
Makeable, and these are the points that you can build on if you're East Columbus. Win one play at a time, win one drive at a time, and for a young offensive line, talked to the coaching staff beforehand. It's a lot of freshmen and sophomores. I mean, this is a big grow-up moment where they can really, prove something.
Offensive line's got to be stout right here, Kevin. And they got it.
First down picked up, number 9, and that is Justin Chavis. Picks up a big first down and keeps the clock running for East Columbus. .354 to go here in the third quarter. Score not in doubt, but East Columbus mounting a nice drive here, Brett. And, again, showing that they can play with pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Latta, a pretty good team, and they're giving them all they can handle.
Yeah. And East Columbus has shades of positives in their offensive series a couple of times, and just got to put it together.
Backside handoff to Marshburn. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, not much more before being tackled by the center of that Viking line.
But if you're East Columbus and you can ever get to the point of you're running this play to get to the next play, that's going to be very important to your offense there, where you can set up one play coming off of another.
Pedro hired just, I think, about the beginning of August, Brett. How important is it to have that summer? East Columbus has not had that real summer to really give Pedro a chance to fully implement his offense, his defense.
Well, I'm sure they're probably doing a lot of the stuff that they did last year, because didn't Pedro?
He was on the staff,
and
yes.
CJ, Coach Noble's coach last year, so there's probably a lot of the same similarities, and Coach Pedro will probably put a little bit of his flair into the offense.
Marshburn picks up about 6 on second down, makes it a third and about 4 or 5 for the Gators. Scramble on the snap, picks it up, makes positive yardage, and again keeps it in front of the sticks if you're the Gators.
And, very makeable third down here. You're in 2-down territory. Just don't want to get any kind of loss or whatever. For them to run the football and go off tackle probably, because it's clogged up the middle an awful lot.
Again, low snap picked up by Marshburn. Looks like he can be close to a first down.
Hey, that's the way they drew it up there, Coach.
Coach, he's going to tell me after the game, Mr. Toman, that's what I meant to do. Yeah. That's what was meant to happen.
Added a little bit of basketball in there where you bounce it one time and then pick it up and run. But, hey, we're back here at 4th and about 1 again. And East Columbus, marching and hopefully move the chains here.
Growth opportunities for a young offensive line to get 2 big fourth downs here in this ball game here in the third quarter. Fourth and short for the Gators, looking to keep this drive alive. Hands off, doesn't need much, doesn't get much, but I do think he's going to move the chains.
I think the push gave it to you. Yep.
And near official is giving them the first down.
And East Columbus settling down and making a drive here and running some time off the clock, and this is the stuff you want right here to build on, Kevin.
These are the things when you look at a film session on Monday, Brett, you can say, let's build on this. We were aggressive here. We made 2 big first down, 2 big fourth downs here. We correct what we can correct. We play our game. Yep. We can play with the West Columbuses and the West Bladens and some of these teams in this league, and we can be very competitive. Mess up on the handoff. Somehow he gets away, and he's running away from that guy. He might go. You pick up at least the first down. The shiftiness of Jen
ran 70 yards and gained 6.
But you know what?
Good job.
That's about all he needed.
That's right. Well, I was thinking what you may do at practice on Monday if you do a film session. Look at the first quarter and just hit fast forward for about a quarter and a half, and then start it again. So
because they haven't out-schemed East Columbus.
No.
Again, these are correctable football things that if you do it, you'll be very successful. That might be the last play of the third quarter.
Yeah. And
second and about 1 for the Gators.
Yeah, they're going to
I think East Columbus is going to let that clock roll.
Yep.
We are 12 minutes away, Brett, from the end of the first game of 2024, and East Columbus knocking on the door of the end zone.
Okay, so now you got opportunity to call your kids over, talk to them a little bit, let them know what's going on. And I think right now, the clock is your enemy. And what I mean by that, you want to do all you can to stay away from that running clock, because that is a term, well, we had a running clock Friday night. That's a term that's negative. Mm-hmm. And if you can stay away from that running clock, it stays out of those kids' head. And I think it builds sort of momentum that, we played this good team and we, didn't have a running clock. And so this is a big score for East Columbus if they can get it into the end zone.
Again, Brett, we did talk about long bus ride, but we also didn't talk about school hasn't started yet in a lot of these areas. Mm-hmm. And fresh legs are a good thing, especially in a young season on a cool night, because next week when we go to South Columbus for South Brunswick at South Columbus, you're looking at, these kids having a full week of school and having to get your school legs under you.
Yeah, and I actually had a chance to look at the extended forecast, and we're actually moving back into the mid-90s again next week. So it's going to be that, summertime heat's probably going to be, hot Friday night, and you go from playing on a cool night to going playing on a hot night. There's going to be a big change there, and we'll see who keeps their legs.
Yeah. A lot of JVs got their first opportunity to get some live action last night. I believe South Columbus won 48-0 over West Blade. Not sure what the East JV score or the West JV score was.
Well, East does not have a JV team.
East does not have a JV team.
I found that out as I was coming up. East doesn't have a JV team, so all theirs are on the varsity here.
42-6, 12 minutes to go here in the Swamp, and East Columbus does look to knock on door. Second and about 1 from the 9.
Do you know there's been a lot more scoring on this end than there has been that end?
There has been.
Have you thought about that? Must be the water. Everything goes to the water.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Is that going to be a penalty or?
I think everybody's trying to point at each other right now.
It's got to be something. Officials haven't given us any indication. But if East Columbus, you don't want that to be a false start penalty, or the ball wasn't set correctly. Is that what they're saying?
I think they hadn't blown it into play yet.
Okay, all right. Well, the official is supposed to stand over the ball.
Again, mechanics, early in the season sometimes are a bit chunky.
See, the official still got his back turned.
Around the corner
we go. Get in there. There you go. Pylon. Touchdown.
It was inside the pylon. The ball going to be stopped at about the 1.
Unless his foot went out of bounds, that's supposed to be touchdown.
It did.
It did. Okay. All right.
We had it right there at the corner. He fumbled the ball out of bounds also at the end.
All right. Let's go right here.
Now, the important thing is, though, Brett, is now 1st and goal for the Gators. And the Gators got 4 opportunities to punch that thing in from the 1-yard line.
Well, I'm running quarterback.
Fred Pedro's at midfield right now talking to the white hat. Oh, sorry, that's the Latta coach.
Yeah.
And the Latta coach saying the ball wasn't set. What are we doing?
And it wasn't. I mean, the official still had his back, but that official's got to stand over that ball and then walk away from it instead of saying, "Hey, y'all don't snap it yet." He's got to control that ball there, and he's got a legitimate
I think he's got a legitimate
there.
beef. Yeah.
So.
Unfortunately, they both kind of look alike, so couldn't tell from up here if that was Pedro or the other coach.
I know, because it is green. Green and white and green and white.
And I don't think they changed it from first
green
down.
Green, orange, white. Yep. It's got to be first down. Anyway.
Again, if this is a closer ball game, I mean, we're going to have a real issue with that. I mean, if this was 14-13, 21-20, and that ball gets blown into play, I mean, that could really change the ball game.
Well, hopefully the officials will, talk that out and work it out. Like I said, it's the first game of the year for them too. So
Gator ball, 1st and goal on the 1. Don't have to get far to get into the end zone is East Columbus.
I mean, I don't want to go out there and do it.
That's the way I made my way through college as a high school sports official. They're all waiting for – you're going to blow into play now.
What is going on, officials? Come on. See, now they've got the kids all messed up.
Now we are blowing it into play.
Oh, my God. All right, here we go. East Columbus on their own 2-yard line looking to score here. 11 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the fourth.
Quarterback goes under center. Quarterback sneak gets
Get a good push. Get a good push.
Did he get enough? And we are going back the other way, Brett. Looks like we're going 99 yards in the opposite direction. And the only question is he going to get up to him in time? 99 yards to the other direction is a Latta touchdown.
He took it from him before he went down.
I think that's the call. 99-yard touchdown on a fumble recovery by Jacoby German, and he'll be telling that story for 100 years.
Yeah, and kid took his head. You cannot take your helmet off on the field. That's the second time he's done that. That's got to be addressed because that's going to be a penalty.
Mm-hmm. And, correctly or incorrectly, Brett, was his forward progress stopped? Because if so, should that have been called?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to blow it dead, maybe. And in that, I thought the pile was still moving a little bit, to tell you the truth, so I probably wouldn't have called it dead. But you got to secure that ball there. You got to secure that ball.
Tough break for the Gators. About to go in on one direction, and we're all the way back the other direction right now.
And that's going to put you at that.
At that magic
clock.
number, yep.
There'll be a timeout by Latta there. Maybe they're out of breath or something like that.
I know I am.
So 48-6 here. Going to be a running clock even if he misses or makes it.
But I think it's the running clock off the kickoff.
Yep. But, I go back to, the officials with their mechanics and stuff like that. The kids just were out of it a little bit. I mean, I was out of it a little bit waiting for the officials to, are they going to blow it in? They're going to blow it out? They're going to do this? They're going to do that? Anyway, here we go. 48.
I believe it's going to be 49.
49. What's 48 plus 1?
49.
Okay, all right. As I've said many times, math is not my forte.
Brett has taught everything else but.
Yeah, math's going to be hard for me to go and teach, unless I teach it YouTube-wise.
There you go. Khan Academy is always good.
Well, yeah, I could do that. And, I might even learn something.
There you go.
I think I'm going to apply for a math job just to get
I would teach math,
individual personal growth.
I would teach math, Brett, but then I'd have to take my shoes off, so I can get those big numbers. I know my gazintas.
Keep them on.
There you go.
Keep them on. So have you had anything good to eat lately or what?
Unfortunately, quite a bit too much.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Baked potato bar was good the other day.
So how many did you have, 1 or 2?
Just one.
I saw some people with 2. I was like.
Well, I had to sneak in and get mine and get out before, because I was presenting at 1 o'clock. I think that was probably strategically placed that way because they knew I was going to have 2 or 3.
Well, the shredded chicken was really good on mine and the beef. You didn't get any of that?
I just went straight with the cheese and a little bit of lettuce.
Strictly carb diet.
Yeah.
It's going to be out of bounds again? Yeah.
Caught by a lineman on the sideline. I don't think that's a good thing.
They just need to go ahead and let that kid kick it deep because he's got the foot to kick it deep.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I know you've got to practice it, but it's not worked yet.
And as we said, the clock is running. Ball goes out of bounds, changeover and turnover downs. Everything runs right here. So when 10 minutes and 10 minutes, we'll be walking to the car and heading back home.
Gotta say a lot of great things. Our kids from CCCA been in school since August 1st, Brett, doing a great job here broadcasting tonight. A lot of these kids, this is their first primetime action. Doing again, we got an experienced director in Brianna Parker, but our kids upstairs doing a fantastic job. Can't say enough about what they're doing.
We have a brand new director, right? I can't remember his name, but anyway,
Jeff Rudnick.
Rudnick, he's leading the pack here with the production. We don't take credit for any of that. We're just talking.
And we're doing what we do good, listening to the sound of our own voice.
Well, hey, you know what? I get a lot of compliments. People tell me they love to hear us across the county. So we actually have a fan club page now. Kevin and Tobin Facebook page. No, we don't. We really don't have that. But I mean,
we'll start an Instagram here soon.
I mean, if we need to, we would love
Brett,
it.
Brett and I are actually looking to do some marketing. We're going to market. There's laundry on the field T-shirts.
Yeah. And if you want us to come to your party or whatever, we'd be glad to do stand up and talking and stuff. Do play-by-play at your party. And John goes to the drink, and he pulls out a Mountain Dew and pops the top.
That's a party foul.
There we go. Anyway, sorry, when games get out of hand, we tend to get like this. But East Columbus, try and blow. Nate, blow the whistle. Okay, all right. Okay.
Don't like seeing stuff like that because that's where games get chippy.
Yeah. And I'm assuming he was blowing the whistle and they didn't stop. But you know what? If they didn't, throw the flag. Throw the flag.
Again, teachable moments for these officials too. You need to be a little proactive on the whistle because these are young men. I mean, but credit both of these teams. I don't think I've seen any chippiness or cheapness here tonight. Both these teams are playing hard. I think that's going to be a mark of a Fred Pedro team is they're going to be disciplined.
Yep.
They're not going to put up with a lot of shenanigans.
Yeah.
And, I credit these young men for keeping their heads up tonight and playing hard.
Drop back to pass. He's got him wide open. Just out of the
bit
reach
too far.
there. Oh, number 2 laid out for it there. Is that number 2?
12.
12 laid out for it. Demetrius Dexter laid out for it. Sophomore had his fingertips on it, just out of the reach.
I mean, quarterback Jen Rett's got a good arm. Dexter's caught a couple of good balls tonight.
That's just a straight, what we call fly pattern,
Yep.
Kevin, just out of his reach there.
I mean, it's nice to know it's there. It just missed. It's, a couple of things coulda, shoulda, woulda fall in the right direction for East Columbus tonight. This might be a whole different ballgame.
I'm running again if I'm East Columbus.
Fourth and about
chance to do it
1
again.
for East Columbus.
Oh, like
Ball
a curl
thrown.
pattern's going to be
Intercepted. Which pretty much amounts to a punt anyway. It'll be
Yeah.
first and 10 Vikings, ball in their own 49.
Yep. So Lions Club got anything coming up here soon?
Actually, I do. I am. Some of y'all may know I am the president of Charlotte Lions Club. I'm also the zone chair for the Columbus-Brunswick County area, and I'll be going to Brighter Visions kickoff tomorrow for this district, and a lot of good things on, like doing vision checks. I believe there's one school in Columbus County that the Lions Club does their vision checks for their school. I actually was at Union Elementary down in Brunswick County yesterday because the Charlotte Lions Club and the Southport Lions Club do all the first, third, and fifth and middle school vision checks in Brunswick County. Okay. And really important, Brett, to get these kids help with their eyes early.
Right.
Because, the more help you get them early, you help them see, the better they're going to do in their schoolwork.
Yeah, because, sight impacts learning, especially when you're reading and stuff like that, because that's the first thing they do is say, have you had your eyes checked? And some people can't afford or don't go out and get their eyes checked.
We actually have a BSP program where they can get help to get eyeglasses or our doctor visits. Quarterback keeper by number 4, Fletcher Richardson.
Wouldn't the Lions Club used to hand out mints or something?
Yep, we do that. We have White Cane Day.
Okay.
We had a great golf tournament here in July. Raised quite a bit of money. So the Lions Club can function and do some great things in the community.
Okay. Well, when you have a pickleball tournament, you let me know.
I will.
Because I love some pickleball. You ever play pickleball?
I was actually at South Columbus when they brought some folks in to teach the sport of pickleball.
That's right.
And some wonderful older gentlemen and older ladies came in and really demonstrated sport and really kind of caught fire over there in the southern area.
Actually, Jimmy G came out there that day, and Jimmy G does, even though he's passed away now, but his money still helps the southern end of the county, and him and his foundation does a good job for the schools there in southern Columbus County.
Yes, that's the Jimmy G Foundation, not the Jimmy B.
That's right, Jimmy G.
Around the corner we go. He
stays up, and that
stays up long enough.
Maybe is that a touchdown?
And
no, they caught him down. I think
called him down.
Jimmy G was give a smile away every day.
Mm-hmm. And Jimmy V was don't give up, don't ever give up.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, two great gentlemen who believed a lot in giving back. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I would really like to see come kind of back in vogue, Brett. Mm-hmm. The idea of public and community service.
Volunteerism.
And giving back. You know, we all receive a lot of great things from our communities, a lot of great things that happen, but the idea of starting to give back and being part of the solution is always a good thing. 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. Once again, our running clock. Latta looks to push in one more score. New quarterback in for Latta is number 87.
Tossed it back behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 8 there, Kevin.
Caden Rogers, the quarterback.
You know, hey, guys, go out and get involved in your school. Get involved in your child's school. Go to their PTO meetings. Go to their foundations and stuff like that. I'm actually a member of the Williams Township Foundation. And no, what is this kid doing? Wow. Why would he throw his helmet like that? Wow.
And obviously we're not going to call that name right now. We're not going to. I mean, and
I thought he was throwing it at somebody. Okay, he's just throwing it down. Okay, all right.
Hard not to get frustrated, but this is one of those teachable moments.
Yeah.
You get that young man in the locker room, you kind of talk him up and talk about how, you know.
Well, you know, all in all, East Columbus has got a lot to keep their head up about here in this game. They've done a lot of really good things, even though, you know, these last couple of plays hadn't gone their way. East Columbus has got a lot to build on. You know, you like that enthusiasm, but you got to corral that enthusiasm a little bit where you don't go over the edge there. And I'm sure that something's going to be addressed or whatever. But, you know, East Columbus, if you're listening to this, if you watch it tomorrow at home or whatever, you've done a really good job of playing football tonight. You have nothing to hang your head about. You know, build on tonight and come back and, you know, play next week.
Proceed to Old Lake Road, then turn right.
You need directions home?
Apparently.
Well, you already going home.
Talk about your running clock.
But anyway, getting play started back here again. Officials talking, you know. I'm assuming that's probably might be an ejection.
Yeah, I think that's an ejection, not a disqualification. What is the difference between an ejection and a disqualification?
Well, ejection means that you're out of the game. You can't play next week. Disqualification means you're out of the game, but you can play next week. And it's up to the discretion of the officials on how they're going to write it up or whatever. But I'm sure that, you know, the coach for East Columbus is going to plead his case. You know, let's just disqualify this kid.
He's young in the season.
Yeah.
And he's going to advocate for his child, and he should.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I'm sure thinking back on it, that young man's going to regret that decision. And it's a learnable moment to, you know, to how to better handle adversity.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'm going to do if I'm a coach, I'm going to say, son, go put your helmet back on, you know, because when you got your helmet off, you know, you're bringing attention to yourself, and that's the last thing you want to do. You know, as a coach, you say, hey, go put your helmet back on. Like I watch Friday Night Lights, when you're on my field, you have on that hat at all times. Yep. And, you know, that's just that team mentality there. Keep your
clock
hat on.
Once again rolling, 2:44 to go here in the ball game. And it's a shame you have to have that side. But, you know, those things happen sometimes in sports. And, again, early in the season, those are things that you can get addressed and get corrected. Fumble recovered deep in the backfield. You know, first down.
Yeah. Okay. You know, especially, you know, if you're a freshman playing, you know, that's something that you want to jump on quick and make sure that doesn't happen again.
And, again, new quarterback, new center. You know, we probably got some JV kids in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, how hard is it to get a shotgun snap down, especially if you're not used to it?
Yeah, that is right. You know, Latta trying to change some things up here, and you know the clock's running. And did they stop the clock during all that?
Timeout call.
Okay. And evidently Latta's getting something ready for their. I'm sure they pulled up some off the JV to play tonight, and it's probably what they're doing, getting some younger players in here. They got, you know, that bus ride can be a little bit longer. You know, you can wait 5 minutes. We'll call timeout here with 2 minutes left to go with a running clock.
It's 9:30, and you're probably going to be 11:30, 12 o'clock getting home. So,
so what you going to eat when you get home, Kev?
I can't. I've actually got to go to Kinston tomorrow for the Brighter
So you're not
Business
going to eat
Kickoff.
anything tonight?
I'll probably have a quick burger, maybe a shake on the way home.
Quick burger and shake. Okay, nothing heavy, but
Not heavy.
nothing heavy.
No, just a
shake
cheese-
and
just a
and
cheeseburger,
cheeseburger. I'll leave off the onions. you
Hey,
know.
just a cheeseburger, not a double quarter pounder. You know
Okay,
what I'm
all
saying?
right, okay.
Yeah, I'll save the steak dinner for next week.
Well, I'm sure my wife has me something, in the microwave, ready for me to eat when I get home.
I usually,
Pop-Tart.
I stopped at Joe's Barbecue on the way, had a nice, fried chicken dinner.
Okay.
So that's usually my go-to. I'll probably stop there on the way to South Columbus next Friday.
Okay. You like Joe's Barbecue?
Joe's Barbecue is pretty good.
Okay.
Down on the other end, Dale Seafood's always pretty good.
Okay. All right.
Todd House is nice.
Well, I usually when I go to Dale's, I let my buddy Robbie Lee buy my food because
Now, you realize that you advertise that he's probably not going to pick up the check next time.
he got me every time. He just likes to have a lunch date. Sorry, Robbie. I know you're listening. I know you're riding home from East Columbus from West Bladen and listening, but he's probably with his buddies right now.
I've known Robbie for a number of years, and he's never bought me a meal.
Really?
So,
Wow.
Robbie Lee, if you're listening, you need to buy me dinner and not Brett next week.
That's exactly right. Or no, buy both of
Buy
us.
both of us dinner. There you go.
That's right. Let us know where you want to go, and we'll be glad to sit with you.
Not only that, but we love some of that great South Columbus funnel cake or fried Oreos.
Well, he'll be there next week. He can deliver up to the press
There
box.
you go.
But anyway, we still got a running clock here, and I think it's probably
It's starting
gonna-
to run now. We're just under 2 minutes.
Yeah. Not a lot happening here. I think kids are just waiting for this clock to run out. But again, you get East Columbus. If you're Coach Pedro, you're gonna get them back to the locker room, and you're going to address some antics that occurred, and we're going to say we're not going to have this. You can either choose to do it my way or to not play here at East Columbus, and he's going to forget about it. He's not going to say anything else about it, and he's going to build on the positives of this game because there is some positives that East Columbus had tonight.
And honestly, Brett, if we're being really honest, more positives than negatives.
I agree, and I saw a lot of good things out of East Columbus tonight.
But there's a lot of things, if you're Fred Pedro, you can say, listen, there are things that we shot ourselves in the foot, but look at what we did that was positive. And to be part of our program, we need to accentuate those positives, eliminate the negatives, but what we really need to do is not hurt ourselves. Yeah. And by doing things that are out of our character, we're going to have character, and we're going to win or lose it on the field.
Well, Latta actually takes a knee there, and that's maybe the last snap of the game. They're not even going to set the ball down until it's after 25 seconds because it's a 25-second play clock. So about 24 seconds, they're probably going to spot it, and then that'll be it. And they may not even spot it, to tell you the truth.
Latta already lining up, Brett.
So they held up the ball, and that's actually game. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, Kevin, there is some positives here for East Columbus. Don't hold your head down. You played a good football game. Don't look at the scoreboard. Think about the positive things that occurred, and keep the fire going. Keep the fire going.
Now, Latta is a strong program, Brett. Let's be honest here. Latta is a traditionally strong powerhouse program, and I don't think you can judge an East Columbus season by a Latta game. No. Now, when East Columbus plays teams around here that are more their strength, more their size, and they get some games under their belt, they've shown the ability to in spots to do well.
Right. This game isn't going to define your season. I mean, this is just the opening game. You went out and tried to find a game. You found one, and now you can get focused on your West Bladens. You can get focused on your East Bladens, your South Columbus, your West Columbus, your Whitewells and stuff like that, and go to that schedule and start picking out, if you're the coach, games that we have a really good chance of winning, and pick out those games and focus on those games and try to build off of it.
Latta looks to be a team that is still pretty stout. They are growing, and they're going to improve off this game because I think they came in and East Columbus said, we know you're good, we know we're young, but we're not going to roll over for you. And I think it was a good stout test for the Vikings tonight.
Yeah, I do too. And like I said, Latta's a pretty good football team. I mean, that quarterback played really well tonight. Defensively, I'm sure that if you're Latta, you're saying, maybe we're not where we want to be defensively. Even though they only gave up, 6 points tonight, still there were some threats of some others that were taken away rather
Realistically,
quickly.
if we're being honest, it should be maybe a 49-24, 27 score.
Yeah, I agree. And looking at both teams, that's what I take away from Latta. You're a well-oiled machine on offense. Defense, we've got to do a little work.
Again, Brett, hard not to take a lot from game one, get too high or too low. I mean, the conference season is still out there. They're still 0-0 in the conference. These are a couple of tune-up games, and how hard is it to not get too high or too low off of an opening night win or loss?
Well, I've learned this about kids. They're really resilient. They're going to go to sleep tonight, and it's not going to sting as much tomorrow. Their memory is very short about what it is, and they'll come back out here next week, and Monday afternoon they'll probably have it behind them, and they'll be ready to rock and get ready for next week.
We got a final score from Whiteville 37, Bun 7. West Columbus, I believe, lost to Lake Norman Charter. South beat West Bladen by about 40. So week one in the books here in the county, Brett. We will be South Brunswick at South Columbus next week. And again, a lot of growing for all teams in Columbus County. Whiteville, East, West, and South are going to look at this tape, and they're going to start school next week. So one quick plug before we leave, Brett. We do not need to be in that much of a hurry that we put kids at risk next week. If that stop arm is out, make sure we don't run that stop arm. Look for these kids. Maybe they move some bus stops that are not where you're familiar with. So keep an eye out for these kids starting school next week. Brett, always good, to get back with you. I'm looking forward for another great football and basketball season. I want to thank the great kids at CCCA. We got a brand new producer, Kelly Jones, is out here tonight. Connie Fox training these kids up over at CCCA. We have a lot of great high school sports action coming here in the fall and winter. And we'll see you next week on the Columbus County Game of the Week on the Columbus County Sports Network.